6 storylines we go. Hey JP, you have a punch a bull face. Did you know that?
Welcome back to JP26. This is your boy JP. And of course, this is Studio 26. You guys should already know the deal by now. We got 6 storylines to go over in the world of sports. And I got a couple hot takes today, so y'all should buckle up. Off to storyline number 6, we're going to start it out with a positive today. Because my next story, I'm going to go off a little bit. But let's go ahead and start it off with a positive, all right? Rod Tang, if you guys don't know who this man is, you need to know. He's a badass motherfucker. All right, we're going to put it just like that. That's a BAMF.
Now, I want you to go in that bag and find my wallet.
Which one is it?
It's the one that says bad motherfucker.
We got Rod Tang. Now, we're going to start off the storylines today with a positive, and then I'm going to go into a little bit more of my rants, one rant in particular, next. But for this storyline, we're going to keep it positive. Rod Tang is a badass mofo. If you guys don't know who this guy is, you should know who he is. He's one of the most dangerous 135ers I've ever seen. He comes in to fight every time. He comes in to put people's lights out. He comes in to bang.
I do. I do.
Let me bang,
I
man.
do let you bang. Hey,
Let me bang again, man.
I let you bang. I let you bang.
I started watching one championship once DJ got traded over, but I quickly learned who this man was at that point, and I wish I would have found out who he was even sooner than that, because he's been fighting for so long. The dude has like 300 plus fights, which is insane, and it's not like he's going out there to play pity pat with you. He's coming out there to put his own brain on the line and take yours away from you at the same time. And 9 times out of 10, he takes the other guy's fucking soul. And that's exactly what happened over the weekend. Rod Tang faced off against Takeru and absolutely destroyed him. It was basically 3 shots, maybe 4 that Rod Tang landed, and then here comes that left hook, and it was good night, Irene.
Damn!
This dude right here is a bad boy. There's a lot of talk about will he eventually transition into the UFC. He doesn't really have the ground game for it. I'm going to be honest with you guys. If he got a dedicated coach like Mighty Mouse, for instance, that could just strictly work on takedown defense and getting up from the bottom and not worrying about playing any of that jiu-jitsu game, he would be a fucking problem for a lot of guys in the division. Will that ever happen? Probably not. But I don't really mind that much, because seeing him in one championship stand up with dudes and just beat the shit out of them is plenty cool with me.
I like this one.
He's one of my favorite humans in fighting. I just think that because he fights in another organization outside of the UFC, he doesn't get a lot of love. Obviously, he's not a grappler. He's a striker. That's what he does. Muay Thai specialist. But that's a badass dude. And if you don't know who he is, go look up some Rod Tang highlights, and you're going to have the next few hours of your life taken over by some awesome content.
What do you think?
Nice. Jesus. That is really super. How'd a nitwit like you get so tasteful?
I'm not going to lie to you guys. This is not going to be one of those happy segments like we usually have here where I try to keep it positive. I'm going to go on a rant. And whatever you think about me after this rant, I could give a shit less, to be honest with you. I'm here to give you guys my opinion, and I'm here to tell you about how I feel about you at the same time. So depending on how you react to this story, you may follow me, you may unfollow me. I don't know. But we're going to talk about it. So if you don't know, Cain Velasquez found out a number of years back that his son was being inappropriately touched and then some at a daycare. The daycare was owned by a woman, and her son, who is an older guy, did some inappropriate things with not only Kane's son, but other kids. In fact, it happened over 100 times. Kane found out about it, basically lost his mind, chased the dude down in a car chase, shooting at him, and ended up shooting the guy's stepfather instead. Guy's stepfather survived. Kane apologized later on for losing it like that. And here we are a number of years later, and Kane has finally been sentenced to 5 years. Now, they're giving him some credit for the time spent on house arrest and things of that nature, from what I understand. So he's only going to have to serve about 2 more years, which is good news for a lot of us that love Kane, that he's going to be out in 2 years and he's going to be able to continue living his life. On the other hand, he doesn't deserve those 2 years. Okay? Now, we can talk about the black and white lettering of the law, and by the black and white lettering of the law, yes, he does deserve time. And there's no disputing that. But just from a common sense standpoint, this man found out that his son had been touched over 100 times. I don't know how y'all would react to that, but I wouldn't react very well. I think I'd lose my fucking mind as well, right? So here's what I want to talk about. Number one, shout out to you, Kane. You did the right thing, and even though you probably took it too far, I'd rather if you took it too far the way you did than to hide it and act like nothing happened, right? This is a message to all the people out there going after Kane for what he did. If you think Kane is a piece of shit for what he did, you can go ahead and unfollow me right now. You can go ahead and unsubscribe to me right now. I don't give a fuck, because I don't want you following me anyway, you fucking Chomo defenders. That's how I feel, right? So we're going to put it like this. If you, in any way, your first reaction to Kane getting 5 years is, really, he deserved more than that for what he did, go ahead and unfollow me. If your reaction is, hey, he probably shouldn't have done that, but I can understand it, cool, you can stay following me, because that I get. But for you to read this story and the first thing that comes out your mouth is, man, Kane's a piece of shit for going after that guy. Guess what? Fuck you too. All right? And I know a bunch of people are going to say, oh, but he struck the wrong guy. He shot at the car and he hit the stepfather. Guess what, buddy? You put a pedo in your car? That's on you. Fuck him too. How about that? So I just wanted to come out here and show my support for Kane. I'm not scared of the backlash. I'm not scared of what anybody thinks about me. All right? You want to go defending those fucking chomos? Go on and do it. Go on and fucking do it. We want to weed you guys out, you fucking punks.
Get him. Oh, green Jimmy the cricket suit wearing ass motherfucker. Get him. Oh, short Colin Powell haircut having ass motherfucker.
Get him.
Little Angela Davis mustache wearing ass motherfucker.
Get him.
Little Richard Pryor shortcut fade having around the side wearing motherfucker. Little Sammy Davis Award Jr. Afro haircut having ass motherfucker.
Get him.
Little Dynamite Disco Danny demonstrating.
Get him.
Little Don Cornelius with a haircut.
All right, I'm calm. I chilled out. Off to storyline number 4. The Washington Capitals and the Winnipeg Jets. We just talked about the other week how nobody and their mama is talking about the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is that?
We have the same thing happening over in the NHL. Washington Capitals are dominating, Winnipeg Jets are dominating, and nobody's talking about it. Granted, it is hockey, and so hockey doesn't get the love that it deserves to begin with, but even within the hockey world, these teams aren't getting the credit that they deserve. They've been playing unbelievable. It's just W after W, just like the storyline says. Winnipeg, Washington, WW. You get it? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I just wanted to bring that to light. These two teams have been dominating all year long. They're playing exceptional hockey.
Poop. Get poop mouth. Get poop out of your mouth.
I know the whole story is going to be Ovechkin's chasing the great one for the goal record, and Hallebuck's a beast for the Jets, and those two storylines are legit, and we will cover those moving forward. But just overall as the teams, the Capitals and the Jets are playing amazing, man. So let's give them, some credit here. It's not like they're eking out each conference. These guys are pretty clear ahead of the pack in each one of the conferences. So watch out for these Capitals. Watch out for these Jets come playoff time. Stanley Cup playoffs, a little bit weird, where your 1 seeds, they're not going to make the cup as often as other sports from what I've noticed. But they certainly have the best chance, it would seem right now. So I'm looking forward to the Stanley Cup playoffs. I think that this year is as good as any as you're going to see. I think that this year is as good a chance as any that you're going to see 2 number 1 seeds end up finding each other in the Stanley Cup. So we're going to keep our eyes on that moving forward. But shout out to the Winnipeg Jets. Shout out to the Washington Capitals for dominating this year. We should talk about that more.
You can do it!
And also, man, hockey's fucking cool, man. All right? You guys should start watching hockey. Not enough of you watch hockey. All right? Watch hockey. It's cool. Off to storyline number 3. And was my slutty ass just talking about how all everybody does is talk about the Lakers and nobody talks about the Thunder and nobody talks about the Cavs? Yeah, same guy. Am I about to talk about the Lakers? I am. All right? Don't fucking worry about it. But here's why I wanted to bring up the Lakers. If you don't know, LeBron was hurt a couple weeks ago. He just returned to action a number of days ago. And the Lakers have still been struggling.
Oh no! We suck again!
This is something that I had talked about when the trade for Luka happened. And I got a lot of shit from fellow Lakers fans on this, where I said, look, the trade for Luka was the right trade. You set your franchise up for the next 10 years. But that doesn't mean it's going to give you a better chance to win a championship this year. And I still believe that. The problem with the Lakers that they're going to run into is they don't have the big man to really be able to go with these teams in the West. That's just what I think. Now, could I be wrong? Could Luka and LeBron turn some magic up and make this magical run to the finals with the help of the referees? Yeah, they could do that. I just don't see it. I don't see how you're getting past Jokic without a big man. I don't see how you're getting past the Oklahoma City Thunder without a big man. There are some real problems that the Lakers are going to run into. Playoff basketball is different than regular season basketball. A lot of the guys on the Lakers, they're really good because they're high effort guys. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you want to be a high effort guy, that's a way to earn a job in the NBA. The problem is, once you get into the playoffs, those guys that aren't high effort guys, they turn into high effort guys. And so your high effort guys, now they just don't really have a lot because everybody's high effort. And you got to have something else to back that up. So that is where I see the Lakers running into some problems in the playoffs. In the meantime, we're all going to enjoy the show. I think we all enjoy seeing the Lakers be back to having some stars on the team. It's good for the NBA, right? But don't confuse that and think, oh, this is a championship caliber team. I don't see them that way. Could I be wrong? For sure. Am I? Probably not.
Just so you know, your girlfriend, when she was in the mailroom, she offered to blow me. True story.
Off to storyline number 2, Sean Brady. And what a performance it was, man. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I thought Leon was going to win this fight, and that's my fault because
You suck, you jackass.
I thought, Leon, with the way that he's performed, you got to think that this guy is going to come out and be a little bit more aggressive, maybe start really going for it with some of these exchanges. He's not going to do that same backup style that he's always been doing. I think that, he knows that he's got to change it up a little bit to be able to get back into that world title contention. And I thought, hey, Sean's not going to have the stand-up to hang with him if Leon really starts letting it go. And I talked myself into that.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
And then what did Leon do? Leon comes right out and fights the same way he always does.
Well, no fucking shit.
And I'm an idiot because of course he was going to do that. That's how he always fights. And Sean Brady took it to him, put the pressure on, took some big shots from Leon early, couple elbows, but eventually Leon starts getting tired being on that back foot all the time. And while Sean Brady's not a fantastic wrestler, he's a cardio monster. He's one of the strongest guys in the division, and his jiu-jitsu is otherworldly. So if he gets Leon to the ground, he's going to have a ridiculous advantage. And that's exactly what happened. It got to the point where Sean was putting so much pressure on Leon that Leon shot. He shot on Sean Brady, which was totally ill-advised.
Did that go the way you thought it was going to go? Nope.
And ended up right into the grips of Sean Brady, and from there it was basically over. He got him on the ground, started setting different traps up, and eventually got him into a mounted guillotine, and it was basically over from there. Very impressive performance from Sean Brady. The only time I've seen Sean Brady get beat, and the only time anybody's seen Sean Brady get beat, is when he fought the current champion, Belal Muhammad. And that's really why I wanted to bring this up as a top storyline today, because there's a bunch of people that wanted Shavkat to fight next Belal Muhammad. But the reality is, if you look at the performance and who they beat, Sean Brady deserves it over Shavkat. He just beat the former world champion and he finished him. While Shavkat's best win was against Ian Gary in a decision that he got very close to losing. Right? There's an argument to be made that Ian Gary won that fight. And Ian Gary had him in some compromising positions during that fight as well. A lot of that mystique and aura that was around Shavkat kind of got drained away with that fight. And I'm not saying that Shavkat's not a great fighter, because he is. But the reality is Sean Brady deserves the title shot over him. So with Jack Della getting the next title shot, that sets up whoever wins that needing another opponent after Belal and Jack Della get done with their fight. Whoever wins that. I think you put Sean Brady versus Shavkat in a number one contenders fight. That's what I think. I think that's what makes the most sense. I don't see how you can just give one guy or the other the title shot, given that they are very close to both deserving it. Now, right now, I give Sean the edge. But at the end of the day, there's already a fight that's been scheduled. So, you know, if you're Sean Brady, you want to wait on the title shot, go ahead. But I don't think the UFC takes too kindly to that. And I think that if he says no and Shavkat says yes, I think they give Shavkat the title shot. So what you do is you ask both guys if they want to fight each other for the number one contender spot. And you read what happens from there. If they both say yes, put it on. Right? That's what I think. So that is my number 2 storyline. Shout out to Sean Brady. Very impressive performance. He's only getting better every time we see him fight. And I would imagine that continues. These welterweight, the young welterweights are starting to kind of migrate up the rankings and take over from the last generation. And this is going to be one of those guys that's up there. So get used to seeing his name, Sean Brady. He can grapple with any of these guys. And I would imagine him versus Belal 2 would look different than it did in the first one. I think he'd be a little bit more ready for some of those things that Belal can present him with problems. Is he going to win that fight if they ever fight again? I don't know. But I do think that he'd be a lot more prepared than he was the first time they fought. So that is storyline number 2.
Nice. Nice. Nice.
And storyline number 1, of course, it's the Sweet 16. We have March Madness. We have round of 64, round of 32, all done. We have 16 teams left. Auburn, Michigan, Ole Miss, Michigan State, Florida, Maryland, Texas Tech, Arkansas, Duke, Arizona, BYU, Alabama, Houston, Purdue, Kentucky, and Tennessee.
I get it!
All vying for the Elite 8, Final 4, last 2, terrific 2. Anyway, you get the point. And then eventually the champion. So I have been watching a lot of the action as much as I could possibly get my hands on. And this March Madness has been amazing, man. There's been some great upsets, some great games that come down to the wire. And I just really enjoy it because the NBA has obviously changed the style of basketball that it uses over the past 10, 15 years. Ever since Steph Curry came into the league has drastically changed on how it's spaced and how teams operate and things like that. College basketball is still relatively similar to how it was 20 years ago, and it almost feels like you're watching a different game with how the game is played in college basketball, which I appreciate, right? I like seeing difference. So it's been amazing, and we continue to monitor that. I will be letting you guys know how my picks did next week when everything is shook out. Spoiler alert, I'm not perfect on the bracket. Shocker.
Come on. Okay.
And I don't think there is anybody left that is, but I could be wrong. But we will be doing our update on that next week. Also, last week I mentioned that I would be doing my mock draft this week. Turns out that's not going to happen. There's too many things in sports happening for me to do the mock draft once a month like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go with that first one that I did before, and then right before the NFL draft, maybe about a week or two out, I will do my final mock draft. And that way we just get 2 total, and that should suffice. There will be a lot of changes from that first mock draft I did to this one, namely with the number 7 pick. If you know, you know.
Milk was a bad choice.
But there will be some changes, so keep your eyes posted for that. But those have been the storylines for this week, and I appreciate you guys watching, man. Thank you guys so much for the support. I love you guys. I really appreciate everybody here that watches me, that enjoys my content. I try to give you guys the best content I can, give you value for your time. So I just wanted to take a second and say thank you so much. It is appreciated to me, and I will not forget that. Also, for those of you that have made it this far into the episode, when the NFL season starts, which granted is a number of months away, there is going to be some cash giveaways on this show. I will be giving away money. All right, we're going to be doing some trivia, and the people that can answer those trivia questions correct, or maybe some other things I'll work in, like the best question response gets the money, things like that. I'm going to be setting that up because I want to reward the people that have been so loyal to me watching my show from the beginning. So that is going to be my thank you to you guys. If you guys watch the NFL, I know a lot of my subscribers do. During the NFL year, I will start doing some cash giveaways. I would download Venmo now. Yeah, that's what I use, Venmo. And I can get you your money that way. But that will be a number of months away. I just wanted to kind of prepare you guys for that and let you know that your viewing my channel is appreciated.
So yeah, that's all I got, but love you guys.
Unless you don't like Cain Velasquez, then fuck you.
Shama.
And as always, we got the birthday shout out, which is John Stockton. For those of you who don't know, he is the NBA all-time steals leader. He is the NBA all-time assist leader, and he is a bad motherfucker. He's also the type of guy to throw elbows during a game, even though he looks like the most normal-looking guy of all time. Kind of a dirty player. But that's what we loved about John Stockton. So happy birthday, John Stockton. You're the fucking man. And yeah, man, that's all I got for you guys this week.